Hey everybody, this is Thursday, so this is our Thursday tip. And I spent some time a couple of days ago with a client who had built a site, built a page, and had gone over to mobile and made some changes so it looked nicer in mobile. Um, then went back to the desktop and found things just looked funky. Like if you see this this logo right here, it's pushed up against this container, but this one is pushed out past the container. If you look down here, this text is all the way over there when it's supposed to be centered. And also, if you look close enough, you can see that these are out of line. They're not evenly spaced across the page. And this is the kind of thing she was facing. So I led her through a process of debugging. And so let's just take a look first. And what I basically said is what I have said multiple times: never go in to mobile until the very end of your build when you have your desktop looking exactly the way you want it. Then you can go over there and start looking at some tweaks you might need to make. And even then, you do most of those tweaks in desktop because you can make it work in desktop and in mobile. So we did some debugging. And let's take a look at this. What is causing this logo? You can see it here. It's pushed all the way into this container. So I'm going to first of all look at spacing and click on this. This is 2rem pushed to the right. You can see that right here, 2rem. So I'm guessing, again, over on the mobile site, look at that. It was moved so it would be centered, but over here it's overlapping. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to take that 2rem, take it out, put it back where it was, and then I'm going to show you how to get it centered. So again, when we went to center an element, we go to the container that it is in. You can see that here. And I'm going to go to the desktop and show you over here. So we're in the container and we go to the layout and we go vertical and center it. Now, when we go over to mobile, it didn't make much of a change on the desktop, but you see it's automatically put in the center over here. So instead of going over here and pushing it with spacing, we can do everything we can. Now, here's the same thing, isn't it? This one is pushed all the way out past. And by the way, this isn't a client site. This is just an example that I set up. So again, first thing I'm going to do is go to the lowest, or if you will, layer-wise, it's the highest element, and see if there's spacing in here. And sure enough, there's spacing around it, but it's not pushing it. So that doesn't make sense. This is just a spacing on the inside. So then I'm going to go up one level and see if anything in regarding this container has been shifted. And here we go. Click on there. It's an 8rem. It's been pushed to the right 8rem. So we pull it back. Now we go to this container because this container is holding the button. We go to layout. We go vertical, center. And again, if we go over here now, we have a centered button in mobile. So that's what you want to do. You want to stay in desktop, use the auto, layouts of containers and use spacing and layout here before you go over and look at mobile. And there may be something you have to change in mobile, but make that your last resort so that when you come back, well, let's take a look at these. Let's take a look at spacing on this. Okay, so this one is 2.25 rem to the left. We're gonna pull that over. This one is 0.25 rem to the right. This one is also 0.25. We're going to pull that over. We're going to go up to the container and see if it has any spacing on it. And it does. So we're going to take all of the spacing off, because if we want to center these, we want to do it with the layout, not spacing. So we're going to go into that container, check the layout. It is centered. So let's go back and just take a look real quick at this and its container spacing.